One day I'm gonna be everything I wanna be. I don't let it get the most of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be everything I'm gonna be. My future right in front of me. One day I'm gonna be free. I wanna be free. From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges. A host with a fire burning in his soul. With a heart, steel and a spirit unbroken. He rides on two wheels, ready to claim his throne. Amidst the chaos and the thunderous roar, insane wheels rise as a force to be reckoned with. Fueled by the power that only metal can bestow. He takes his stand, refusing to submit. Insane wheels hear his battle cry. Metal and mayhem will never die. Rituals report he pays his way. Oh, legend in the making, day by day.
Just another beautiful morning with the Breakfast Club, man. Much love, honor, respect to all of you legends up in the building. The chat always takes a W. I cannot thank you guys enough for hanging out with me this beautiful morning. We have a lot going on. Sadly, there's a humongous, mega fire in California. And a lot of people would say, what's new? What's new? And yeah, California is always under fire, and this one's really bad. We've got a lot of homes engulfed, yeah, and a lot of people evacuated from it. But anyways, before we get into the story and what's happening, make sure you guys hit that like button. It's the #1 metric of all of YouTube. Helps out the show immensely, and it's free to do so, by the way. If you guys are brand new to the show, what else is new or what else is free is hitting that subscribe button. You know what I mean? Helps out the show immensely. Also, please consider becoming a member starting only at $2.99 a month. We make it very affordable for you guys. And listen, we do, it's not like I just take your guys' money. We over here, we have members only live streams every single Saturday morning, 10 a.m. CST, man. We get to be quite a bit uncensored over there. Actually, almost completely. Because we're not live streaming to the general public. Also, make sure you guys follow my Instagram. This is where I do everything behind the scenes at BallValve TV. This is where, I not only post my behind the scenes of my lifestyle, of the show, Millennial Food Time, but this is where I correspond with everybody. So if you guys want to get in contact with me, this is just as good as my phone number. Probably even better than my phone number, actually. Also, hey, listen. If you guys are interested in the Discord is linked down below. I'm starting to get more and more active on Discord. I'm thinking about actually hosting some Discord parties in there and drinking parties and stuff. It's going to be a good time. So go over there and check it out. It's in the description down below. Also, last but not least, listen, man, every super chat, every super sticker, gifted membership signups, they're all shouted out. But, if you guys would like to help out the show monetarily and skip that brutal 30% YouTube cut, we've got these scrolling down below. And of course, I will be shouting you guys out and your message in there. Real quick, holy motherfucking shit, just to start this off, here it comes. Coffee. My man Wildfire. Listen, man, I very much appreciate my man over there from Sweden. Listen, I don't have coffee this morning. I have some water. I got, I was smashing them back last night, so coffee after you're drinking the night prior, for some reason, to me, coffee just doesn't sound good. And by the way, Dean coming in with the 10 spot. Thank you so much for that, kind sir. Saying appreciate everyone. Well, I appreciate you, kind sir. Thank you for the contributions and the help towards the show, man. It helps out immensely. But good to see all you legends up in here. We got Redneck Side Motorcycle Whips, one of the sponsors of the channel. Go check them out. Redneck Side Motorcycle Whips. They and also use the code Insane Wheels, one word, and I believe that's like a 15 or 10%, 15% off. But anyways, yeah. And I was saying in the chat back there that, yeah, I get down, and I had a few drinks last night. We got Brother Shadow up in here. Good to see you, my man, always, as well as Brother Carney, Evil Rick. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. And that's right, Steve Easy says it right. Don't be a lame. Smash that like button. Absolutely. Don't be a lame. Don't be a lame. I appreciate you, man. We got Papa Penguin saying, we driving. Hey, listen, I appreciate you for hanging out with us and listening. I'll remember that you're in the background hanging out with us. But definitely don't be texting and driving. That's definitely something I don't want anyone to do. What's up, Brother Hardwire? Saying, hey, my great folks. Absolutely. Brother Dean saying morning to everybody. Absolutely. We got Scramble North saying morning. Good to see you up in here, by the way. Hopefully you're enjoying yourself. I know that so far I am, even though I've, woke up a little rough, but hey, it's all right. That's part of the deal. We got Brother Glare 1%er saying morning all. Hopefully you're having a wonderful one as well. And everyone showing love to everybody in the chat, man. That's exactly what I love to see. Brother Lee Lance, thank you so much for hanging out with us this morning over there in Tennessee, man. Very close, actually, to me. Let's see here. We're going to go through these real quick before we get into the story. You tell me the super dry desert is on fire again? Yeah, exactly. When we're talking about California, it's like, well, what's new? It's always under fire. It's always under fire. Organized Insanity, good to see you this morning. 100-mile-per-hour winds expected, feeding it, burning all the rich folks' homes. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That is actually what is happening. Let's see. Penguin Posse, last day off today. Just dropped my daughter off at school, home to her mom's for a week. Hey, Penguin Posse, hopefully you enjoy yourself for the week. That is awesome to hear, man. Let's see. I can't be in no bidding wars today. I can't afford it. Hey, me neither, homie. I get you. I feel you. But I very much appreciate, by the way, Hardwire, your donation last night, and along with everybody else, or yesterday, along with everybody else's donations. Hardwire came in at the very, very end while I'm on the closing scene, sent in a nice 20 spot to just show off, like, hey, we got a bidding war. We're going to go ahead and win this shit. Drinking party, that's not for me. I don't drink. It's the devil's nectar. Yes, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Stop the cap.
Stop capping, homie. I already know the deal. We got Mount High up in here as well. Good to see you, man. I hopefully have my left-handed tobacco in my pocket. I don't. I got to go grab it over there once we start the video. I'm definitely going to have to grab my left-handed tobacco. I just thought of that when I saw you, Mount High. So no grifting allowed. Yeah, that's right. We only do a little bit of the grifting in the beginning just to be able to announce it so you guys know what's good. Coffee, bacon, eggs, perfect hangover cure. Listen, man, either that or a beer, But yeah, I would say bacon and eggs or sausage. I love stuff like that. Yeah. Warland up in here. Appreciate you, my man. Heartbender. I love a Diet Coke in the morning. Man, normal Coke. Okay, dude, no diet. And we ain't talking about booger sugar either. You know what I mean? Fox News showing the breakdown of the Cali fire. Yes, that's what we're about to get into right now. Are We Not Men saying didn't get a notification again. Well, good thing that you're not too late, my man. I appreciate that. After bidding war is PO'd. Wait, hold on. This all you get. Hey, man, I appreciate you, Hardwire. And I know it's kind of lame because anytime that you do a super chat on your phone, it like auto corrects you like on a very weird, I don't know why it does that. But thank you for that, kind sir. And we got Bjorn, my man up in the building. Appreciate you hanging out with us this beautiful morning. You guys could have been anywhere in the world, but you guys decided to be right here with me, man. I couldn't be more honored with that. Morning, Mike Ball. Hey, Steve up in the building. Appreciate you as well. Holy motherfucking shit. Carney's rad gifting out a membership. Carlos got it in the chat, by the way. She appreciate you with that, Carney, and everybody that's helping out the on the grifting side of stuff. I very much appreciate that. So we're going to go ahead on to live now from Fox. So they are doing probably the best reporting on the ordeal. I have looked at quite a few of the different reports and stuff like that. And so far, nothing tops.
Responders, firefighters working around the clock right into the early morning hours out in Los Angeles.
Shit. Are you going to pay for them? Are we not, man? Come on.
On this Wednesday. Following the very latest information on these California wildfires, the Associated Press reporting
That's right,
on this
Steve.
Wednesday,
I'm going to grab my
California
left-handed tobacco.
firefighters
One
battling
second.
this wind whip wildfire that tore across the Los Angeles area, destroying homes, clogging roadways, as tens of thousands fled and straining resources as officials continue to prepare for the situation, which is expected to worsen early this Wednesday morning. The flames from a fire that broke out Tuesday evening near a nature preserve in the inland foothills northeast of LA spread so rapidly that staff at a senior living center had to push dozens of residents in wheelchairs and hospital beds down the street to a parking lot.
Wait.
The residents waited there in their bedclothes as embers fell around them until ambulances, buses, and even construction vans arrived to take them to safety. Another blaze that started hours earlier ripped through the city's Pacific Palisades neighborhood, a hillside area along the coast dotted with celebrity residences and memorialized
Tiffany, good morning.
by the Beach Boys and their 1960s hit Surfin' USA. In the frantic haste to get to safety, roadways became impassable when scores of people abandoned their vehicles and fled on foot, some toting suitcases. You can see at this hour how this scene is still ongoing. I'm going to change the picture to give you another live look as we continue to get live looks in from our partners on this Wednesday. We know the traffic jam on Palisades Drive prevented emergency vehicles from getting through, and bulldozers were brought in to push abandoned cars to the side.
And I wonder how many of the insurance companies are going to decline their claims. Yeah, no kidding.
Video provided along the Pacific Coast Highway showed widespread destruction of homes and businesses along the famed roadway. And you can see at this hour how that continues to burn. We continue just to show you all these compelling images that come in real time. A resident who lives out there in the Pacific Palisades, her name is Kelsey Trainer. She told the Associated Press that the only road in and out of her neighborhood was blocked. She also goes on to say ash fell all around her while fires burned on both sides.
What's up, brother Straight Jacket, by the way? Good morning.
A third wildfire started around 10:30 p.m. and quickly prompted evacuations in Silmar and San Fernando Valley communities. That's the northernmost neighborhood in Los Angeles. The causes of all three fires remain under investigation.
I don't even know what started this whole ordeal. Does anybody know?
And you can see again how first responders are working around the clock to figure out the very latest, how these fires started in the first place.
Fucking left-handed tobacco got me this time.
Honestly, not
even
brother Beezer? How they started. They're just trying to make sure their families and loved ones get to safety. Power winds and dry vegetation are helping several wildfires burn out of control on this Wednesday structures are demolished and more people are seeking
What's up, Ken?
safety.
DUI?
The destruction also knocking out power and leaving thousands in the dark. Fox News correspondent Marianne Rafferty joining us from Los Angeles with the very latest.
LA, holy
Fire
shit, look at that.
Conditions in Southern California
Look at the wind.
intensifying overnight, with several blazes turning the Golden State an ominous shade of red.
Holy shit.
As crews were busy battling the Palisades fire, which broke out Tuesday west of downtown Los Angeles, a second blaze, the Eaton fire, sparked later in the evening, slightly north in Altadena.
I heard there are 1,900 firefighters working on this fire right now. 1,900.
Right now, we're just focused on life and then saving property.
Both infernos are growing because of tinderbox conditions and ruthless Santa Ana winds.
Fuck them Santa Ana winds. I hated them.
Engulfed at least 400 acres in less than 2 hours, triggering mandatory evacuations.
It's horrific. I mean, just driving in the car, if you don't see any trees around, the car shakes like it's an earthquake.
The dramatic footage showing people desperately trying to save their horses, leading them through a street lined with lashing flames and swirling embers.
We have a couple we can let loose over there. We're trying to get as many as we can out.
You gotta bring the horses out, man.
Unfolded as teams rushed to evacuate
Can't let them
a
die.
senior center from the encroaching Eaton fire.
What's up, Chris W? Good morning.
A Pasadena SWAT vehicle to transport people to safety. Meanwhile, nerves are flaring.
We got brother Chris Lestrange up in the building saying, yo, Mike, and everybody, hope you're all doing good. Hey, Appreciate you, brother Chris. Over there in South Africa, my man. Thank you, for hanging out with us this beautiful morning for us, afternoon for you.
The tens of thousands who evacuated from the Palisades fire wonder if they will have a home to return to. With more than 13,000 structures under threats as of Tuesday night. California Governor Gavin Newsom has declared a state of emergency. In a statement, President Joe Biden has offered any federal assistance needed. In Los Angeles, Marianne Rafferty, Fox News.
Fox News.
Marianne,
I hate when they do that over there.
Detailed report. The time now 5:03 here on the East Coast, and we continue to get more compelling images into our live now.
What's up, brother Todd J, my man?
One, you're getting a live look there along the Palisades, and again, you can see how fires continue to burn, but also the smoke and ash, which is causing a lot of devastation for people in and around the area. You heard Marianne mention that Hearst fire. Well, here's a live look at that fire in real time. Continues to burn.
All you legends are pouring in right now. Hold the fuck on. We got brother Code TV up in the building. He just got off his live about like 45 minutes to an hour ago. Hey, appreciate you, kind sir. Hopefully you're having a wonderful morning as well. Great job, by the way, on your in discussing, not just watching, but actually discussing what Trump was talking about yesterday at Mar-a-Lago. Kind of very similar to what I did, you know what I mean? So I'm watching you, homie. I'm watching you. W to you.
As well. Right now, I want to take you out to Pasadena, California. Here's a different angle of fires that continue to burn, and you can see homes completely demolished. Thankfully, many people able to get out in real time and get to safety. As you heard mentioned,
my man, good morning.
From the Associated Press, many people leaving their cars on the roadway, getting out of their cars and just running to try to get to safety, to the point where first responders and officials had to send in bulldozers to actually move those vehicles out of the way. And we'll actually have video.
Well, yeah, when they're on fucking fire and shit, what are you gonna do? You got to bring a fucking bulldozer in, homie.
That later in our newscast right here on Live Now from Fox. The time now 5:05 here on the East Coast.
Good morning to you, Charles.
We'll continue to cover major breaking news throughout the morning. From down under. Go ahead and go to our first 2-minute.
Nope, we don't have to go to the first 2-minute break because guess what? We can skip right ahead. But by the way, Charles, appreciate you for hanging out with us as well. You're down there from the down under land, you know what I mean? Over there in Australia. So for you, it's early in the morning, man. I appreciate you for hanging out with us. It's 3:16 in the morning for you.
Commercial break of the hour. We'll be right back.
What's up, War Gorilla? My man. Appreciate you as always as well. So we're going to go ahead and skip ahead a little bit here and get back to the store here. Look at that fucking destruction. It's insane. 1,900 firefighters are out fighting this right now.
Welcome back to Live Now from Fox. I'm Jeanne Francine. We continue to get these compelling images into our Live Now from Fox studios. Take a look. This is a live look at the Eaton fire as we continue to follow everything going on in and around.
So at Mar-a-Lago, is that what you're talking about? Trump, it was his pre-inauguration speech and addressed actually for like 45 minutes questions from the media and the audience. So yeah, anyways, it was a really good, I don't think there's an audience. I think it's all the press actually, but anyways.
Los Angeles. At this time, we know 3 active wildfires are
Mr.
burning
Boulay, my
in
man.
the Los Angeles area. Let's check in now live
Roll
on the
Tide
ground with our content partners at KTTV, Fox 11, Los Angeles.
This is fucking destruction right here, dude. And here at the end, you guys, I'll show you guys a bonus clip of something that I did last night or yesterday, not last night. We let off a few, just saying. So if you guys hang around for a bit, we'll go and hang out with that.
Great morning,
chill with it
for many people in Southern California. I'm Alex Michelson. Thanks for being with us for
our
continuous live team coverage of what started as the Palisades fire, and now we're monitoring.
Oh, that's a really good point. Make sure you guys hit that like button, you guys. It helps out. Please, that's the one thing I ask. I don't ask for anything else other than that.
And
2,900 acres plus right now are totally under fire and threatens 10,000 fucking homes.
Fires at the same time. This Palisades fire started at 10:30 in the morning. We began our coverage soon after that, and we've been on live, nonstop, commercial-free ever since. It's now 2 o'clock in the morning. Joining me live now from that area is Ed Laskos, who's up late and early, depending on your perspective. Well, this is
the city won't. Not to that extreme. I don't think so. Where it's actually happening, it's a little bit north of LA, a little bit, on the coastline. That area is always notorious for under fire. I mean, that's where the fucking California wildfires come from, right there.
Sleepless night for so many people. Ed, are you remain along Sunset?
Yes, we are still on Sunset, and now you're looking at something we did not want to see. You can see the flames are marching toward the east along Sunset. Our cross here is Amalfi Drive.
Joker, my man,
sort of
good morning.
Outskirts of Brentwood, if you will, near the Riviera Country Club. And the homes in that dip of Sunset, the one that's been burning the last hour. Look at all that thick columns of black smoke pouring as the flames now have apparently jumped onto the south side. They've jumped across Sunset on the Sunset, and now they're on the south side, burning a couple of those homes that were deep that wooded area, that vegetation over there. Some fire engines are also up on the northern flanks because they're trying to keep the flames and continuing to blow east. I say blow east because as the winds. And again, the strong.
Listen how loud that shit is.
They're blowing, and look at this black smoke.
That's a lot of wind.
And blowing toward the ocean itself. But as this fire continues its march, its unrelenting march, it's now kind of moving from the Palisades, the eastern end of Palisades, getting.
Shit. Brother Blair sends in a $5 super, my man. Thank you for that, kind sir. Saying the fires are always crazy in Cali. Crazy in Cali, and they mismanaged forests and Newscomb, yes, that's the correct way to say it, by the way, not building the extra water reservoirs to hold the water. I went to college for fire. Wow, that's incredible. I didn't even know that there was I know that there is a bit of college in kind of a trade ordeal, like Cal Maritime Academy, for instance. You're getting a bachelor's, or you're getting a bachelor's in science and I believe in I forget what the correct term is for, or it's like biology or something. Anyways, and they study fire as well because you're out in the ocean. You know what I mean? So that's kind of interesting. I didn't know there was college for fire kind of ordeal. That's awesome. But Blair, thank you for that, dude. I appreciate you. All right, back to this.
Closer over here to Brentwood, and it's a big wooded area over here with the homes on both sides of Sunset. We've already lost several homes in this area, just on the outskirts of the Palisades, if you will. And this fire is moving very, very quickly, and nothing but this thick black smoke pouring out. We've been hearing a lot of popping, which usually, as we've learned the last couple of hours, is the homes that are burning.
Now I'm going to go ahead and move this ahead a little bit. I'm going to move it ahead a little bit because we kind of get the ordeal in that camera location. I kind of want to get different angles and what's happening
itself out, and that's evidently what we're
afternoon, if not before, with more coverage. But Bob DeCastro, good to see you. Not good to see you under these circumstances, and what an extraordinary
for you and all of our crews out there. Everyone's been doing a fantastic
job. At that shot.
At the same time, we know that so many lives have been changed dramatically after a day and a night like tonight, and we still have another full day ahead of us as well. So we're going to.
Hey, you know what's funny about that code? That gun range short? That's my backyard. That's right here in front of my house, right here. This is right here in my backyard. Yeah. Hey, it's cool when you can have your own gun range at your own fucking house. You know what I mean? That's a W.
Here
and the first responders are doing the important work out there. The real work, and the guys in the crew.
There's a tremendous amount of work being done out there to try to save home.
Slim called me out. I would never overpack that shit. That was 30. I count my shit. But not only that, but I go all the way until you can barely get that last one in, and then I don't put that one in. You know what I mean? Because that's 31. You don't want to do that to your magazines.
To save home.
Nice try, though.
Lives,
our best to them and our best to you. Good luck.
Have a nice rest. We'll see you here shortly here, I'm sure.
Thank you, Bobby.
Yeah, so we're looking right now at the Eaton fire, as we said, one of our Mount Wilson cameras here looking at that fire still raging out of control. The winds certainly still a situation for this area and throughout Southern California. It looks like these plumes of smoke now rising vertically, which is some good news here. But as the National Weather Service has warned us, this wind event and high wind alert is going to stick with us throughout the day today. So Samada Khan has come in here also early to tell us a little bit more about that wind situation. Has that wind alert been extended, or are we looking at that wind alert taking place till this afternoon or this evening?
Yeah, high wind warnings.
So yes, that is approximately from where I was born and raised. That area right there, because I moved out when I was like 12 and went to a county just below LA, which is called Orange County. I was there for quite a while, actually. But anyways, it was very close, very close. I mean, that's like without traffic, 25, 30 minutes. You know what I mean? Without traffic. But if there's traffic, you know how it goes. In LA, man, it's fucking crazy. I'm sure that if you've been to the States and you've been to LA, there is nothing like LA traffic. I swear to Christ. All right, back.
Are still in place through about 6 p.m. this evening.
Good morning, by the way, Bob.
Pretty much just about everywhere across Southern California. Good morning to you, Bob and Alex. And
my boy Carney also sending in a $1.99 super chat right here. Just wanted to say hi. Hey, man. I see you. You know what I mean? And then let's make sure that I'm all caught up here. Hardwire as well sends in a 5, by the way. I'm glad I saw that. Like, I mean, I didn't actually see it. It's a little notification, little tiny, and I guessed. And then the Lord said, I shall light that liberal shithole down. Make sure you guys hit that like button, you guys. Also, real quick, because we were talking about it. We'll go ahead and show you guys what we were talking about a little earlier ago. So we'll go ahead and go and share my screen right now. Shit. It's Lieutenant Tobacco. Getting ready to get down with a, quick 30. We're cool with it. We're going to shoot a little water. Empty like a motherfucker. Facts, by the way. All right, back to this. That's fun. I always love, popping a few off. It's a good time. It's always a good time. All right, back to this.
To all our colleagues out in the field, they've been doing a tremendous job under these circumstances.
Good morning, trigger warning.
Where, especially when we're dealing with these powerful Santa Ana winds, it has come into fruition. What we have been fearing is if there was just a minor spark that it could explode. And this has been quite an event so far. We now have, as to Bob's point, with 3 fires actively burning. Palisades Fire in Pacific Palisades. We have the Eaton Fire in the Altadena, just north of the Pasadena area. And the latest fire, the Hearst Fire, burning near Sylmar. Please be extra cautious as you're hitting the roadways and those winds, as we had just talked about. We are in the thick of the Santa Ana winds peaking. We're not out of the woods for at least another several hours into the early part of this morning before we start to notice winds slowly subsiding. Wind conditions won't be as gusty, but they will still be there, and it will continue to pose fire concerns, and depends on your location for LA County, Ventura.
I can't play that one on YouTube, cuh. I can't play fully auto. I can't do that.
County areas.
I don't believe so.
Conditions will stay in effect till 6 p.m. tonight. If you live out towards the Inland Empire communities, Riverside, San Bernardino, and Orange counties, the red flag conditions have been extended into Thursday. So if you see something so critical that you say something. And a shout out to all the first responders out there, the fire department, the police department, trying to keep all our community members safe, and to all the community members that have continued to be with us and watch everything unfold.
That's a 5.56 I was shooting right there.
We're trying to give you the most up-to-date information. So winds again, very strong across Southern California. We've already picked up wind gusts. We had chatted about this since Monday, right, Bob? Hurricane force conditions, Magic Mountain Truck Trail.
Hey, there's nothing back there. You saw my tree line. It's a forest back there. There's nothing that I can possibly even hit, by the way. Shit. Thank you, though, for the concern.
Clocked in with a wind speed or wind gust of up to 86 miles per hour. And there's that potential that we could see similar conditions in some isolated areas. Not out of the question that 100-mile-per-hour winds could also be observed. But at this point, we are looking at that range of gusts, 60 to 80-plus miles an hour, and sustained winds, still very ferocious.
That was calming water.
20, 30 miles an hour.
All right, now we heard that they're going to pick up a little bit regarding the winds. The winds are going to be gaining anywhere from 10 to 20%. And of course, yeah, the power's a lot of it's widespread right now. Down trees, down power lines, power outages. So yeah. Anyways, so let's go ahead and get back into a little bit of what's happening.
Situation there.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure catch up a little bit. See, this is before. This is at 1,400 firefighters battling this, and now it's at 1,900, I believe, currently. I'm actually going to skip ahead a little bit because it doesn't matter. This whole thing is covered the entire time. So more than 80,000 are under evacuation order right now in LA.
Sandra and Bob, we move to the other side of Sunset Boulevard to Pampas Ricas. This runs parallel to Sunset here at Chautauqua. And let me give you a live look at what we were watching through the hedges, just burning. These appear to be either one extremely large home, possibly a two-story home, we're told, or multiple homes right now. Again, this is Pampas Rivas Boulevard here in the Pacific Palisades area. We're trying to get an exact. It's Pampas Ricas Boulevard, corner of Chautauqua. And let me show you right behind me, we have yet another home that is on fire. So homes are burning on both sides of the street. Again, Pampas Ricas. This home.
Hey, Papa, you know what I was shooting on that? I'm just trying to get rid of my green tip. You know what I mean? I have like 2,000 rounds of 5.56 green tip. Shit, fuck it. You know what I mean? I don't give a fuck. Anyways, back to this.
Appears to be a total loss. You can see, and surrounding the embers are just continuing to fly. The wind, which was supposed to have died down half an hour ago, continues to fan these flames,
Good morning.
pushing those embers farther and farther and causing spot fires and causing more and more homes to go up in flames. Sadly, this home appears to be is a total loss. We can see that for ourselves right here. Corner of Chautauqua and Pampas Ricas Boulevard. Pampas Ricas Boulevard runs parallel to Sunset Boulevard. We have homes now burning up and down the street on both sides of the street. Someone just reached out to me on social media and said exactly what side of the street, what side of Sunset Boulevard are these houses burning on? Unfortunately, sad to report, they're burning on both sides of Sunset Boulevard. We were at Rustic Lane. We were at
What's up, Bill Hicks, my man? I appreciate you hanging out with us this beautiful morning.
Canyon. We saw houses on both sides of the street just burning. There are trees down. It's very difficult even for first responders to move.
You actually want to buy them? All right, we'll talk later.
To the area. These are the challenges they continue to see here in the Palisades area, where this fire has certainly grown over 3,000 acres. We'll get an updated number a little bit later today. Everybody too busy, though, fighting these fires. I'm going to ask Tony Butita to come back across the street where this fire has been raging for hours now. This home here on Pampas Ricas, a total loss, and across the street, one or two homes, also a total loss.
Now, this, you know what's crazy is, yes, it's winter in the U.S. right now, but California, I'm born and raised in California. You know, I'm born and raised 30 minutes away from this. Anyways, in California, it's a fucking desert out there. You know, people don't think that, but it's a fucking desert. It's a concrete jungle and a desert. And this is typical with Santa Ana winds. It's very hot, actually. Even during the winter time, I mean, a normal day could be 70. It's kind of weird how that shit is. It's not like that where I live now. You get all the fucking seasons here. You know what I mean?
Right here. This is Pampas Ricas. It runs parallel to Sunset Boulevard at Chautauqua. And this is just one of the many corners where this morning we have seen homes.
Hey, I said of that round, I have other 5.56 as well. You know what I mean? I probably have like in total, I don't know, like 11,000 underneath that bed right now. Shit. Fuck it.
Now, firefighters were staged here, but at this point, they have moved on, trying to save homes. Obviously, these homes cannot be saved. We actually see firefighters staged to the left. Photographer Tony Butita, we see firefighters over there on the left, but they're not actively putting water because these homes are already a total loss. We pray everybody got out safely, got their pets, got their people, got anything that was of importance to them out as much as they could. But this is just some of the loss that we're seeing here in the Palisades area. Bob and Sandra?
It is shocking every time you say Sunset Boulevard to think that this major, that thoroughfare.
Every one of those fucking insurance companies, that's a funny thing that you just mentioned, Hardwire. Yeah, they're going to be fucking bankrupt. That's for damn sure.
That everybody knows Sunset Boulevard, that iconic street, and that is where the homes are burning. And you would think that yesterday, when we were covering this when it broke out, people living in this area east of where the fire broke out probably thought they were fairly safe, didn't think that maybe the fire would come in that direction, and to think that, they would have to evacuate their homes, and that this area would be a threat as well. And the
yes, sir. Isn't that crazy, Slim?
That, we are still in
Much
the
love.
peak of this wind event. And over the next couple of hours, we can expect that these winds
Goodbye.
will even pick up, possibly even further, especially as the sun rises, and we could have a bigger wind event. But the strategy there that firefighters have, Gigi, yes, is completely on point there. If the home has already been destroyed, to focus on other structures that could be on fire or are on the verge of getting burned down, that they try to save that property before that goes.
Of course, the priority, people, pets, and property. But when a property is at a loss, like these properties that were basically burnt to the ground, they have to save their resources. They have to designate their resources to homes and areas that they can actually save. Water has been an issue. We heard this morning firefighters were trying to put out a fire. They had no water at a hydrant they were at. They were getting water tenders
Let them know, boys.
into that neighborhood. And keep in mind, if you're just joining us here on Good Day LA with continuous coverage of these major fires burning in Southern California this morning. This is just one of at least 3 major fires, and then there are multiple smaller fires, including one that just broke out in Riverside County. Resources are there on the scene right now, that one holding at about 3 to 5 acres, and we're monitoring all of these fires for you to bring you the latest, especially with those mandatory evacuation orders. Yesterday, just a few hours after this fire started, 30,000 people were under a mandatory evacuation, and that is only in the
That's a very interesting little thing. Real quick, Jay said in the chat, this is very interesting. He lived in Kendall during the Hurricane Andrew, and the insurance companies filed bankruptcy after for the region. So not like the entire fucking company, just in that fucking state or that area, which is super fucking cowardly. Laws changed because of Andrew that they needed to file bankruptcy nationally now. Fucking A, good. That's exactly, I mean, dude, absolutely. What does it matter? I can't fucking file bankruptcy just in California. You know what I mean? That doesn't fucking work with me. You know what I mean? No, fuck that. Double standard having
Today,
asses.
those evacuation orders are very widespread. We're talking about Sylmar. We're talking about Santa Clarita, Newhall, the Calgrove area. All of those folks under a mandatory evacuation order because of one or more fires. There's the Eaton fire burning in the Pasadena, Eaton Canyon area. So you have tens of thousands of people forced from their homes this morning, forced to move to safety. A lot of folks, of course, choosing to stay behind. But Bob, you mentioned something, and I've covered fires for 20 years now, and I can't tell you.
Oh shit, by the way, I'm sorry. I'm just noticing right now that there's a Cash App that I should have caught, but I didn't catch, man. I'm sorry, Code, by the way, my fucking bad. Let's see if he sent a message. I believe it shows that he didn't, but let's go ahead and check real quick. I always gotta show love. No, he didn't send. He just sent $5 just to send $5, man. So shout out to my brother Code TV, man. Go sub to the man, by the way. All right, back to this. Appreciate you, kind sir.
How many times?
Sorry about that.
In the middle of an ember storm right now. I can't tell you how many times I've interviewed folks who told me they went to sleep confident that the fire was not in their neighborhood, confident that the fire was nowhere near their neighborhood. Oh, and we're hearing an explosion right now in the back of this house. Actually, it was a wall that just collapsed. Let me show you. If you're just joining us, we're on Pampas Ricas, just off of Sunset Boulevard, and one of those walls just came crashing down. I've spoken to so many people, including just a few weeks ago in Malibu. I spoke to a gentleman who had just moved to Malibu from Texas. He told us when he went to sleep, he didn't even put his phone on the charger because the fire was nowhere near his home. He
That's so brutal.
In the early morning hours to
I feel
see
terrible for these people, man.
Going up the hillside directly to his house. Wow. He had never seen anything like that. He had no idea that fires could move and spread so quickly, but they do.
Guaranteed thousands of pounds. I mean, tens of thousands. It's got to be.
Because they are being fanned by these infamous
hundreds of thousands
winds in an unprecedented wind event in January. That has happened before, but as Maria Pavan Samada Khan will tell you, it is very rare to see a Santa Ana wind event this late or this early in the new year. For Tony Butita giving you a lot.
That's their side. That's Fox's side, by the way.
This is on Pampas Ricas.
It's going to clear up
right on the corner of Pampas Ricas, parallel to Sunset Boulevard, and on the corner of Chautauqua. And you may be able to see the embers flying. I don't know, Tony, if you can show that, if the camera will actually pick up.
Oh, yeah,
those embers can travel miles away and start new fires. Bob and Sandra?
They look like little fireflies flying in the sky, something we don't want to see in this situation. But collectively, with all our years covering these fires, each fire is uniquely destructive and devastating. This one's so violent in nature. And when we talk about widespread fires like this, Gigi, normally we're thinking urban wildlife interface, the canyon communities. This is kind of homeowners, what they know and what they've kind of signed up for when moving into communities like this. But then you see a fire hitting the Palisades region. It's so populous. And then with evacuation orders even going down into Santa Monica, this is very unusual and different in terms of the characteristics of fires we've covered in the past. And even fire personnel begging any available firefighter to come in and report to duty, and they themselves are posting 200-foot flames from the violent nature of this fire that we're looking at in the Palisades. It's so heartbreaking, Gigi, and very disturbing to watch these properties, these homes, these livelihoods go down and be up in flames.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, that's a lot of destruction. All right, let's get into the map a little bit here. Oh shit, they're carrying out a body here, dude. I wonder how many people have actually been unalive because of this.
LA City Fire does tell us that more help is on the way. And prior to this, Governor Gavin Newsom saying that multiple other assets were brought to the area to pre-position them, knowing that we would have this this big wind event. So assets from all across California have been brought in here. More are on the way to help out these firefighters. And you mentioned, Sandra, that there was a call out from LA City Fire for the personnel who are off duty right now, perhaps on vacation, to come on in if you can to help out, because that help is desperately needed. So they said that they were continuing to assess the situation and that they're going to continue to try to bring in more resources to this region. Firefighters began using air tankers and helicopters to battle the flames, but both are grounded because of this wind. Evacuation routes jammed, residents abandoning cars. They were fleeing on foot. Palisades Charter High School has also been hit hard. The field, the baseball field and grounds have been destroyed. So the mandatory evacuation zone has expanded to the east and the north. A map here showing you some of this. LA City Fire.
All right, so essentially LA is down here towards bottom right. Okay, everybody, just to give context, like the city is down bottom right. Okay. Like not this exact corner. I mean, yeah, this is all LA County, of course. But anyways, the city is way back over here. Anyways,
are showing us the scope of those evacuation orders that remain in effect for areas north to Mulholland Road, east to Kenter Road.
Yep, this is exactly what they're reporting right now. More than 80,000 under evacuation order.
And south Pacific Coast Highway. PCH is closed from Santa Monica's McClure Tunnel to Topanga Canyon. With LAPD managing traffic there, residents are urged to turn off power before you leave your home. Those
Absolutely, turn off all power.
Zone should prepare a go bag and stay informed through LAFD alerts and local news. Of course, stay right here on Fox.
That's an over assumption. Trust me, there's plenty. Most of people in California, especially in LA, they're struggling too. You know, not just the nice homes get fucked up. A lot of those homes, like, dude, like they could lose tomorrow type shit. Most of the people I know in California are in like, dude, if they miss one paycheck, they're losing their fucking house type shit. So yeah, I mean, it's rough out there too. It's all relative, right?
In our Fox Local mobile app, we will have continuing coverage of the fire.
And we want to bring you up to date with evacuation centers that have been set up for people that have had to flee. Evacuees can go to the Westwood Recreation Center. This is for the Palisades fire specifically. It's on 1350 South Sepulveda Boulevard. Another evacuation center is open at the Dream Center in Los Angeles.
Oh, we're doing a call to action right here, right now, fuckers. Hey, sorry. Beezer is the one that called it out. Hey. Quick halt to the show. Make sure you guys hit that like button. It's #1 metric of all of YouTube. I don't ask you guys to send in money or become members or anything like that. I don't sit here and do that. That's the one thing I ask of you guys is hit that like button. So I very much appreciate you guys. All right, back to this.
The Evacuation Center for Livestock and Larger Animals is at Pierce College, 6201 Winnetka Avenue in Woodland Hills. And for smaller pets like cats and dogs, they can be taken to the LA County Animal Shelter at 29525 Agoura Road in Agoura. And just for those for the Eaton fire in Altadena, which the acreage has now been updated to 2227. So more than 2,200 acres burned.
You're good,
there are
homie.
evacuation centers available for people who have had to leave. That's at El Camino Real Charter School. I know we don't have these up, but we will get them for you. Pasadena Convention Center as well, and the Westwood Recreation Center, as we mentioned, for the Palisades. Specifically for the Hearst fire in Sylmar, we want to give you an option there. There are shelters available for evacuees at the Richie Valens Recreation Center and the Sepulveda Recreation Center as well. The latest acreage in terms of burning the fire, how big it is over there. The Sylmar Hearst fire is 500 acres. That was the latest, but I'm sure that number will be updated shortly.
500 acres, and that's not even crazy yet. I hope they really contain this shit. I mean, especially when you got this amount of homes that are just collapsing at this point. And of course, their focus is going to be to protect, that area right there. Unfortunately, it probably will grow because they're going to be focused on the homes themselves. You know what I mean? Because that backside is a lot of, there's some scattered homes in there, but it's not like the actual where LA is and where on that hill right there. All of that back there is forest. So I guarantee you that will probably go further, more than 500 acres, and they're going to be focused on protecting those homes. Anyways, back to this.
Continue to update this information here. Also, for the Eaton fire, Arcadia Community Center has also been opened because this has impacted a big part of the San Gabriel Valley. School closures there include Pasadena, Glendale, Alhambra, South Pasadena, San Marino, La Cañada Unified Schools, Burbank, Arcadia, and Monrovia. So all of those school districts you're seeing there on the screen, they have been canceled today. Again, all because of the Eaton fire. And we'll continue to monitor
a lot of schools.
These school closures throughout the morning this morning. But no doubt it's not just the impact of the smoke the wind. There were power outages, multiple power outages through the area. Obviously, because of the fire, you want the road closures are also impacted because of that. So all of these school districts.
That's a lot of damage, bro.
And fire personnel want people off the roads as well. When they're responding to multiple fires in the area, they need to have traffic be pretty much clear for them, right? And that really alleviates things if kids are staying home and hopefully parents can stay home with them, be off the roads for at least today while this severe wind event takes place, and multiple fires again breaking out throughout Southern California. So that makes it a little bit easier for fire personnel to get to where they need to go. Again, we're talking about 3 major fires burning out of control across LA County, and you're taking a look at the map right now of the 3 fires that we've been covering for you so far.
All right, here's the latest evacuation numbers from the Angeles National Forest. Over 52,000 residents and nearly 21,000 structures are under evacuation orders. As far as evacuation warnings, over 46,000 residents and 18,051 structures are under those. The Angeles National Forest put out this update just after 3 this morning that residents north of Woodbury to the 210 freeway and east of JPL are under evacuation orders. Evacuation warnings are now in effect for residents north of the 210 freeway.
Oh, trust me. You know, don't even get me started with insurance companies. You know, real quick on that. It's the only industry in the world that I know of that gets paid for them to try not to do their job at all costs. Isn't that fucking crazy? It's the one industry I know that tries to not do their job.
East of Angeles Crest to JPL, they note an evacuation center at the Pasadena Convention Center and also, as I mentioned before, the Arcadia Community Center. Pasadena Transit put out this update at 5 this morning, noting that Pasadena Transit and dial-a-ride services are suspended today due to hazardous winds. If conditions permit, the service will resume tomorrow.
And then another brush fire erupted in Sylmar, as we've been talking about shortly before 10:30 last night. It's called the Hearst Fire. It's burned more than 500 acres at this point.
The Hearst Fire? Okay, H-U-R-S-T, Hearst Fire. That's what they're calling this one.
Immediate evacuation.
So far, 0% has been contained.
Orders are in place for north of the 210 freeway from Roxford Street to the 5 freeway and Antelope Valley 14 freeway split. Firefighters are at the scene there along Yarnell Street, and Mario is in Sylmar. He's been covering the Hearst fire, and he has more for us on that. Mario, are you on the phone for us right now?
Yeah.
We're going to get a helicopter view or something?
One of the difficulties here is the cell service that continues to drop in and out. Just one of the many challenges.
Oh, he's okay.
In some of these fire zones. Now, we're in the Oak Ridge mobile home community here in the San Fernando Valley, just off the 210 freeway. Hundreds of homes here in this gated community. And we've seen multiple agencies out here, LA City and County, CAL FIRE and U.S. Forest Service crews responding to this fire, and police officers as well.
Look at her. She
parked out
she didn't even know what's happening here.
In front of some of these homes, and for the most part,
she's like, "Why am I being seen?"
All of these homes have been evacuated. The Hearst fire here in Sylmar, it was first reported
now I'm interested
around 10 o'clock last night, stretching to about 500 acres in a few hours. And those mandatory evacuation orders.
Go get some rest, Bill Hicks. Appreciate you always, man.
Freeway from Roxford Street to the 5 and 14 freeway split. Man, those mandatory evacuations mean that you should leave now if you haven't already. Evacuation warnings are in place for parts of Santa Clarita along Calgrove Boulevard and the Newhall Pass, Wildwood, and Eternal Valley. And those warnings could quickly turn into evacuation orders. Now, many of these residents, they received emergency alerts late last night.
I believe 2 right now, Tiffany.
There was some concern. We heard from a few of the residents here this morning about the elderly here in this mobile home community and whether or not they received those alerts or may have needed help getting out. Fortunately, the flames have not spread to any of of the structures here from what we can tell, but they've come very close. And that's been the situation out here. The priority for fire crews has been getting people out of their homes safely. Of course, that's the first thing they want to do. And then doing everything they can to protect
Get some rest, brother.
But
Orland, we'll see on the flip
continuing
side.
to push the flames out here, that's also a major challenge to contain these flames in any way they can. Now, as far as evacuation shelters, they have been set up at the Richie Valens Rec Center in Pacoima. Large animals can evacuate to the LA Equestrian Center in Burbank. And residents we spoke to, they actually recall the Creek Fire in this same area back in 2017 that burned over 15,000 acres. And this was just north of Sylmar, destroying dozens of homes. That, of course, was much, much larger. Again,
Horses
this is
out
only
there,
at
man.
500 acres right now, and we do expect those numbers to grow throughout the morning. But again, as far as we can tell, most of the residents
Be safe
here
out
have
there, Jason.
evacuated. They
Appreciate
heed
you
those
always, Jay.
evacuation orders and warnings, and you know, there's a few down the street sort of waiting outside of this mobile home community, keeping an eye on the flames and waiting to see exactly what happens. But at
Yes,
one
the
point,
smoke is the worst fucking part. Trust me living there my entire life. And I know that you are familiar as well, being a little bit where you're from. Yeah, the smoke, man, that was always the worst part about the whole ordeal. Like, at least for us, I mean, granted, I didn't have my house burnt down. I mean, that's the worst part, you know, but, you know, people are dying while they're trapped in their homes or whatever. That's terrible. Absolutely terrible. There's actually a clip I got to find in here. I did see it. And it's actually a really like incredible scene that you see, from inside of a home, and just, it looks like he's caught inside of the home and he can't get the fuck out. Right here. I got to show you guys this. This is fucking crazy.
80,000 people. I saw Matthew Seedorf was on the ground last night at Palisades Charter as it was burning. Right. Just extraordinary images and video. So more than 10,000 homes are being threatened by the Palisades fire at this time. Look at that. You can see this video of how close the fire is getting to many homes around the area. Look at that house. Let's take a listen.
That's insanity.
Just be okay. You're gonna be okay. Hi. You're gonna be okay.
Oh my God. Like that's as terrible as it gets right there.
Don't worry about that, bitch. Okay.
You can't. Oh my goodness. I mean, that was an individual that was clearly still in his home as those flames were approaching. This video going viral on social media. An evacuation center has been set up for those folks in the Palisades community. We can only hope and you know, possibly assume that the person who shot this video is doing okay, but we don't have that confirmed. And as soon as we do, we will of course let you know. But evacuees, we know, can go to the Westwood Recreation Center. It is on 1350 South Sepulveda Boulevard. Guys, the best way to handle this information is to just start taking screenshots if you happen to be in this area. Another evacuation center is open at the Dream Center in Los Angeles. So yeah, do take some pictures of these evacuation centers and the addresses so you know where to go. And there are some evacuation centers, by the way, that take large animals, because we know that in some of the fire areas there are, you know, horses and cattle and the like, and then small pets as well. All right, let's get over to Maria now. Hey.
Look at that shit.
The
Look at that scene.
Shelter can accept the small.
Look at that.
If you have a small dog, small animal, as long as they have their own cage, I believe, or their own little bag or pouch, you can bring them over to that shelter.
Yes,
I don't even know where to begin, guys. As I look at these images, I have to share that I have family who have homes in this area. So it is hard for me to watch. Where Gigi...
Terrible.
Yeah, sorry. Their house is just around the corner from Corpus Christi, that church. We have been to that church many, many times. We have celebrated different key events in our family. And it's so tough to see this.
my man.
it would be a miracle if their house was there. But, we're not hopeful or encouraged by the images we're seeing. I also have an aunt. They have their home up at the very, very top of the highlands there. So the cameras, we have cameras around, and there's no power, obviously. And so it's very difficult to check and see how everything is going. First of all, a lot of the power is out in many of these neighborhoods. So traffic lights are out. I know
as they should be. And if you're in that area right there, you should shut down all your electricity, completely shut down the grid and everything. I mean, go over to your panel and shut down everything. Yeah, you don't want any power right now.
Into work. We've been talking about some of the debris that's on the roadway. So there's a lot of hazards, even if you're not in and around the areas of that fire. Where do I begin? What is going on, right? We talk about how we've not seen conditions like this ever. I've been doing the weather here for over 24, 25 years. These are conditions that I've not seen in LA. So hard to watch, and we have seen our share, right, of these windy conditions. There are a lot of dynamics in place as to why the weather is the way it is.
That's my rifle that you saw.
First of all, yesterday we were watching this area of low pressure. It's still here, by the way, and it's bringing that chance for showers, just not close enough to us. Out towards the east of San Diego County in the southwest, we'll get some showers, but it's that tight pressure gradient between an area of high pressure here and low pressure that was helping to drive these winds. It also was bringing in a lot of this
heat. Yep. See, what's crazy is this right here is the Santa Ana winds right here. It's actually right here, but it's kind of crazy how they just run through rampant.
Cold air from the north. We had this cold air that just
and then it hits the heat, and then it gets through the Santa Anas over here.
Drove in, and that helped to just drive those winds. So we had windy conditions, cold air at all levels of the atmosphere, and that's why these winds were just so powerful and so strong. The bad news is this will continue. In fact, it may
powerful Santa Ana winds, widespread damaging windstorm. It's northeast 20 to 40 mile per hour holding, and gusting anywhere between 60 and 80 miles per hour right now.
Worse before it gets better. As we see these relative humidity values even lower, it's going to get drier. We have a lot of vegetation still to burn, and there's a lot of fuel out there, and so we're going to just continue to see, unfortunately, these impacts of the fires.
Oh no, they're all going to be you have to rebuild the foundation. Yeah, there's nothing you can do about that.
The down trees, power lines, power outages, travel really impacted by this. And as far as rain, typically during this time, yes, it's unusual to see the Santa Ana winds this early in the year or this late in the season, but we typically would have quite a bit of rain to sort of mitigate the fire danger that come with these events. Typically, we would get over 3 inches of rain, and we have gotten nothing this month. That
zero
with the lack
of rain over there. Shit.
In the last several months. In fact, this season, the start to this season is the third driest on record for downtown LA. Some areas driest on record ever. We have a deficit now growing. Listen, last year we had a very wet water year. We had a surplus over 7 inches above average in terms of rainfall. The year before we had quite a bit of rain. So we were happy that that drought was gone. But all of this rain allowed all this brush to grow. And here we are after very dry months. This is what we have with this very windy conditions.
Man, that's terrible. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to skip ahead into current right now because we're going to wrap this up. I do want to see what is being talked about here. So they're reporting right now 2 killed as multiple wildfires burn across Los Angeles. So far, 2 have not made it.
So we are putting together a strong plan from our Emergency Operations Center. We're at the highest level at this point.
It's totally wild.
With the
What's
county
up, Ruby?
as well. So stand by.
By the way, we're over here on I don't know if you use YouTube at all, but come check us out on Insane Wheels, just like it sounds, one word, Insane Wheels on YouTube. Come check us out and hang out with all of us in the community that are in this discussion right now. But I grew up, I was born and raised 30 minutes away from right there. So trust me, I was there, that whole area right there for 29 years until 7-8 months ago, until I moved here. So anyways, back to this. Appreciate you, by the way. Good morning.
For more information, we want to be very purposeful and strategic in how we're going to collect those donations, and they are welcomed.
Right over here with the glasses and the gray, right behind you. Over here with the hand up.
Thank you, sir. Scott Snowden, Santa Monica Daily Press. Question for Ms. Horvath. Are there any forecasts or predictions at this point for the economic impact of this?
There are no early numbers of the economic impact, but we are already exploring how we can do, for example, a business interruption fund, as we have done in other states of emergency. We know that there are many businesses that have also been impacted, in addition to the people who are experiencing difficulty in their homes. So we are looking at what resources the county has available to support on all fronts. But thank you for the question.
Lastly, do you think this will affect insurance companies in their approach to house owners going forward?
I believe it already has, and the conversation is ongoing. As I shared earlier from the insurance commissioner, I know this is an ongoing conversation in his office, and he has provided that information and welcoming phone calls from folks who do have questions about insurance impacts as a result of these fires. I do know that yesterday, through the help of our chair, the county declared a state of emergency, as did the governor, and I know that there are other states of emergency that will be declared in order to make sure that all residents are able to readily access everything that they need to in response to these claims.
Thank you. We need to move on. Right here in the front, young woman with the hand up.
Hi, Grace Tui with the Los Angeles Times. I was hoping one of the fire chiefs could talk a little bit about long-range spotting and how far we actually saw embers jumping from one fire to other spot fires. And then additionally,
they're jumping over roads and shit. They're jumping over the highways.
Repeatedly, fire crews requesting help, backup, and not having enough crews. Were you guys prepared enough for this? Did we have enough resources to fight these fires? Thank you.
Thank you for the question. So I'll start at the end and work back. No, LA County and all 29 fire departments in our county are not prepared for this type of widespread disaster. There are not enough firefighters in LA County to address 4 separate fires of this magnitude. We were prepared.
4?
We did get...
Wow. Okay. I thought it was 2 going on, but 4? I mean, I want to make sure of that.
There are not enough firefighters in LA County to address 4 separate fires of this magnitude.
Wow.
We were prepared. We did get state pre-position resources that came from Northern California that were up in the Santa Clarita Valley. We did hire additional firefighters from the LA County Fire Department and pre-positioned them in the Santa Monica Mountains. The LA County Fire Department was prepared for 1 or 2 major brush fires, but not 4, especially given these sustained winds and low humidities. Like our Director of Emergency Management said, this is not a normal red flag alert. People were calling for help. We tried to get them the help that they needed. LA County right now, like the LA City Fire Department, is prioritizing life safety, but we're also engaging in structure defense, perimeter control, and aerial operations. Remember that the LA County Fire Department has 13 aerial assets available to it. In addition to our agency-owned helicopters, we have our 2 CL-415 Super Scoopers and our CH-47, which is part of the 3-county QRF. So we're prepared to keep fighting the fight. Like I said earlier, I've requested additional resources, not only from Northern California, but from out of state. We did that last night, yesterday. So we're doing the very best we can, but no, we don't have enough fire personnel in LA County between all of the departments to handle this. Thank you.
Thank you. And we have a couple of just quick questions.
I just want to also acknowledge that that came down from Sacramento State Senator Ben Allen and Sasha Perez, as well as our Santa Monica Mayor Negrete, who's also present here. And I know that Congressman George Whiteside is flying in from Washington, D.C. He represents.
Been characterized the 4th fire.
For trees that are down, because we know we have a lot of road blockages, our Bureau of Street Services.
Okay, no, that's enough. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to go ahead and miss something big there. All right, guys. Listen, I can't thank you guys enough for hanging out with me on this beautiful morning. You guys could have been anywhere in the world, but you guys decided to be here with me, and I can't thank you guys enough for the support. Make sure you guys hit that like button on the way out. It helps out the show immensely. It's the #1 metric of all of YouTube. Helps out the show, and that's the one thing I ask for. You know what I mean? All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and raid our boy over there, Chaotic Truth. Let's go ahead and raid him up. He's talking some crazy shit over there. I don't even know what the hell he's talking about, but guys, go ahead and let him know that we're giving him a nice little raid skis over there. Let him know it's a Mike Ball raid. Anyways, much love, honor, respect to everybody. We will see you guys tonight on the Diamond Effect at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we're going to be discussing, I believe, the Tesla ordeal exploding over at Trump's, what is that? Trump's hotel or whatever in Vegas. So we'll go ahead and discuss that later this evening. So, and the motives behind that. And I think a lot of you guys have been checking out a guy named, what's his name? Sean something, that he's kind of like the whistleblower on the whole thing. And anyways, the story is incredible, and we're going to be discussing that. All right, guys. Hopefully you guys have a good one. Be safe out there, and God bless.
From the depths of darkness, a voice emerges, a host with a fire burning in his
Thank you, Beezer. Yeah.